Alright, I'm going to be doing a quick unboxing setup review for the Roxio Gamecap HD Pro. I got this off of Amazon it retailed for $99.99. So this thing has been all that and then some, and I'll kind of go into that in more detail why this is so good. So let's basically just get this out of the package. Plastic, pretty easy to open. Alright, so you'll get a few things. You'll get the Roxio Gamecap HD software. There's an instruction package also in here somewhere. Let me get that. This instruction package just basically shows you how to set it up for the Xbox or the PlayStation. Very simple. I'm going to run through that right now. Alright, so here is the Roxio Gamecap. Real thin and sleek, lightweight. What's included is just a gold-plated USB cord. So very straightforward with setup. Now I'm going to hook this up for you guys to kind of show you exactly what you need to do to hook it up to a PlayStation 3 or Xbox. So here I have my PlayStation 3. Basically going to do, there's a spot for the USB that goes in like that. I'm using a component right now. I did have it set on HDMI. So I have it on component, and just for you guys that have it set on HDMI, what you want to do is put your component cable and take your HDMI out. Then hook these up, by colors. It's pretty self-explanatory. Well, what you want to do is when you turn your PlayStation on, you want to hold that power button till you hear one beep. And that should bring up a screen that says, okay, it's connected component. Would you like to set it up, or HDMI or whatever that is. So we're going to hook these in. And you're going to basically put them on the input. So it's going to be input, and then these are the output. And I know I'm only going to output HDMI, not component. So it's going to go in, component, and out HDMI. And I'm using Rocket Fish. I love these cables. They give a great connection. And I also think they give a pretty good picture, when recording. So I'm going to kind of reorganize this. So Gamecap there. I have this. Now, if you want to do HDMI. So I have HDMI cord here coming out of my Xbox 360. You get HDMI in here as well. So it has both. So if you want to hook up your PC to record PC gameplay, HDMI in. If you want to record the Xbox or another video unit which HDMI, it's always HDMI in. So I'm going to actually put that in there for now, just so I have it hooked up, because I play a lot. I play Xbox 360 a lot. I had Gears of War Judgment, so I've been playing that a little bit. All right, so the HDMI out, which is here, actually I have this cable here. This is basically my HDMI out, and I just took it out of my PlayStation because I'll show you guys how to set that up. Basically HDMI out here, boom. So everything's set up right now. Very simple, very straightforward. Okay, here's the continuation from the first part. Earlier you actually saw basically a setup of the Roxio Gamecap HD Pro. Right now I actually have this hooked up to the Xbox 360. And the way the setup looks is it's the HDMI cord coming out of the Xbox 360 into the Gamecap to the input side, and then there's another HDMI cord that's coming out of the output side of the Roxio into the television. And this is what you can actually see on my screen. There's a little lag, but as you can see, it's moving. Now, there's a few options here. You have your live streaming. If you click onto it'll live stream. I don't think I want to live stream now because it's nothing on. you have your start capture as well, and that will start to capture it. But as far as settings, your first thing is, for the Xbox 360, select HDMI. There's two, HDMI component. Component you're going to use for your PS3 or anything else that you want to hook up component. When you go into options, you're going to have a few things to look at. You can either record 1080, 720. For the Xbox 360, I have the bitrate up at 15,000. Here's the live stream part, and this is why it came up. Basically, my channel was Jimmy Woods 1906, and if I click stream, it basically brings up my Twitch account, and you'll be able to set that up with the Roxio. Really easy, really simple to stream. It's pretty cool. So check those features out. It's not really too much else on the software. You can do some video editing, but I actually do most of the editing in Adobe Premiere. It has no issue importing the audio or video. Vegas has issues, and I actually deleted my Sony Vegas 11 and uninstalled it because it had a lot of issues with a lot of other formats, and it just wasn't doing a good job as Adobe Premiere. So I just continue to use Adobe Premiere with my edits. Another feature on here, which is cool, you can mute the preview audio, and what that is for, if you're playing a game and you're recording something and you don't want to hear that part of the game echoing, just mute that, and it'll solve that problem. It still will record the audio in the game, but you won't have that double audio. That gets really annoying. You can hit full screen. There's also an option to grab a snapshot. I've actually tried that on some movies, and it didn't look great. As far as the resolution, it said it was pretty high, but the picture quality sucked. I actually probably tried this to see how this looks out, but on the movie it just did not look good at all. And when you click that, you can actually see it here. So just to kind of show you a snapshot, and that quality is so-so if you ask me. I don't think it's that great, but nonetheless, you can get a wallpaper. Easy software, straightforward, not hard to set up. Just to let you know, as far as installation, when you're installing the software, you want to have your Roxio plugged in from USB, plug it in the computer, then put the installation disk in. For some reason, and depending on if you do it without it hooked up, it may not install the drivers. So I suggest that if you're hooking it up, have the Roxio USB to the computer and have it on, and install the software. It will ask you to reboot the computer at that point, and once it boots back up, it typically is going to find the drivers, and you can see them in your device manager as well. Screen just went black, so I wasn't playing it. So that's the way to get a good install. I actually, this is my second unit, and my first unit was a little damaged and cracked. And when I installed this one, I didn't get a picture, and I was like, "What's going on?" And it was because, for that one reason, after I uninstalled it, I installed the new software again. I did not have it hooked up, so make sure you guys do that. As far as quality, this beats out, I think, for the money, the Hauppauge and the Elgato, and I'll tell you why. I had all three. I've had HD PVR 1, the Gaming Edition, Gaming Edition 2, and the Elgato. I really like the HD Hauppauge PVR 1 and the regular Gaming Edition because they were component, but the reason why I upgraded because I needed something to HDMI to record kind of like older systems that I wanted to have from composite to HDMI. But getting back to the quality part, the Hauppauge Gaming 2 has issues with flickering, especially when watching movies, or you put in Blu-rays in or streaming. Hauppauge didn't have a fix for that. They said it was defective units. To give you a kind of idea, I ordered 3 from Amazon and returned all 3 because of that issue. I went with the Elgato. The Elgato has flickering, not only with movies, but it also has an issue with PC record. So it will record your PC if you want to hook it up to your computer, but it may not record the audio depending on your type of TV/computer. So the compatibility and the firmware options with the Elgato is not abundant. So you may get stuck with a unit that it's not going to work with your television and your PC, or vice versa. So that was the issue. I ordered 2 of those. Talked to Elgato's customer support. They didn't have a fix. So I finally, I said, you know what, let me go with Roxio. I was a little nervous at first because I didn't consider them a big player in the game capture community, but very surprised with the quality and no issues with flickering, whether I'm watching movies, Blu-rays, or streaming. PC record is flawless. No issue with the PS3 and or Xbox. I really enjoy it. So no issues here. It's still giving the quality that I saw with the Hapaj Gaming 2 as well as the Elgato. And I actually have some videos on my account, and you'll be able to look at those. So for $100 price tag, it's worth it. So I'd say get it, because the other ones are going to cost you $150, $160, and you might have issues. This is a really small device, and it just works great. So hopefully you guys thought this review was helpful, and if you got any questions, just post it, subscribe, stay tuned. I'll be recording some Gears of War Judgment gameplay shortly.